Good evening. My name is Severia D. Edwards, and this is my RISE model for my self evaluation. So, as we begin with the RISE model, reflect. So, how did my attitude, logic, and behaviors influence my projects? I definitely would say that I tried to make sure that I maintained a positive attitude throughout these past 4 weeks. Being a full time mom, a full time student, as well as a full time work employee, it's definitely had its bit of challenges, but I always made sure that I scheduled the amount of time that I needed to put aside to make sure that I completed my projects on time. And I also made sure that I just kind of locked in and kind of read through the information. So definitely in the first 2 weeks, when I had more time off, I made sure that I kind of got all my projects done and out of the way so that I wouldn't procrastinate. Because definitely that has been my challenge in the past, where I put off things to the very last minute and then get so flustered and not able to complete my project. So I made sure that, one, having a positive attitude, also setting out the proper time. So far in this class, I've definitely been happy with the grades that I've gotten. I think that I've only gotten one low grade, which was probably a 98. That was on a one assignment. I'm sorry, it was a 91 on one assignment that I did complete. Overall, I knew there were some changes that I need to make. So, overall, my standing of what I have now in the class, I'm pretty much happy. And I knew that came from making sure that I scheduled the amount of time, also made sure that I was engaged, focused, and just locked in, and also keeping that positive attitude. Inquire. As I started working on my projects, I realized I wanted to know more about mixing audio. So it's definitely a challenge when you have to. This is my first time doing this, so it was definitely a challenge when you had to mix sound effects, voiceover, and FX sounds together. So definitely it was a struggle in the beginning. But like I said, I made sure that I dedicated a week to kind of like focusing on that. I started projects earlier than the norm instead of waiting to go through and waiting until the exact due date um, on there. So I think the only thing was that I was upset with myself that I didn't post one of my assignments in on time, which was the final mix, due to some personal reasons that's happened. But I made sure that I got just kind of like pushed through and make sure that I got everything done. So definitely, I learned a lot as far as putting those sounds together. I still want to focus more on that, so that's why I've been researching, doing a lot of YouTube tutorials, also playing around in Adobe, just kind of understanding like the different levels of how you can change sounds. Suggest. If I had more time, I would have definitely learned more about the mixing. Like I said, that's why I kind of like did the YouTube tutorials, just kind of researching it. So definitely gonna spend some more time at that, so that once I complete my degree, I'm well rounded in knowing these things. Elevate. How does my experience working with digital audio inform or support my professional objectives, and how will I use this in my career? So definitely, I want to be a part of my current employer, AT&T's social media and marketing team. So I feel like by creating this ad, this will kind of help me stay informed of when I want to create ads and projects for AT&T. That I can make sure that I get the right sound effects, the voiceovers, and everything can flow well. So that means that I'm kind of like open and know all aspects of everything that I want to learn. But definitely, I'm excited. These past 4 weeks have been challenging, but I have learned a lot. Thank you.